Hey everybody. The follow-up lottery data for the October 5th, 2017 Grand Canyon River Lottery data was published by the Park Service. Maybe it was today, I'm not sure. I just looked it up today and pulled it from their website. And of course, these are all for 2018 dates. And in this screencast, I'm going to talk about that data. So I'm taking it one column at a time here. Of course, in column K, you can ignore that. That's just what I use for to do the math off to the left of the sheet. So let's turn our attention to column J, and then of course we have our launch dates in column A. So this is the application that one had this date had this many chances. Oh, one quick thing before I get too far into this. This, of course, is a link to the data. You can find this data on the Grand Canyon National Park's website and do math yourself or check my math. There will also be a link to the spreadsheet in the info section of this video with view-only permission, I think. But you're free to verify that it's the right data right off the Grand Canyon's website. If you don't want to follow this link, you can just Google Grand Canyon cancellation statistics. All right, back to column J. Here we go. We had this lottery system. This lottery was a doozy. We had 24 applications covering basically every month of the year. From January 4th, 2018 to December 18th, 2018, 24 launches and 2,345 valid applications. That is a whole lot of applications. So that just looking at that number, you got to ask yourself, like, if you're a member of Grand Canyon's, any Grand Canyon advocacy organization for private boaters, ask yourself, is this system working? Are the people who are on the board of these organizations working for you when you look at this data, right? Because there's a lot to consider when it's that hard to get a permit. And by that, I mean, well, let's look at it. So of course, we're back at column J. You can see that the majority of people who won permits had 5 points, 18 to be exact. Of the 2 point, from there we can go to our 4 pointers. Only 2 4 pointers, 1 3 pointer, 3 2 pointers, and 2 1 pointers, with an average of 14.13. So that data is pretty consistent with what we've seen in other lotteries. Majority of people who win, of course, have the most points, and the max points you can have is 5. So those are your 5 point people. And I would expect that a lot of them are in permit parties based on this volume. What else will I say? Let's go to column I. Okay, total chances from all applications listing this date. You can see these colored cells, just like in column J, I used conditional formatting. In this case, lighter colors are green represents better odds for the date you're applying for, and red represents worse odds. For example, if you applied for May 25th, 2018, you were applying, the total chances for that application were over 3,250. It was 2,374, right? In contrast, if you applied for that January 4th date, there was only 46 total chances. So it's easy to see which one was best and which one's worse. Same sort of conditional formatting rules in column H. Number of applications listing this date. Lowest number of applications listing any date was January 4th. So that was the one with the best odds, which you'll see in a little bit. Pretty low application volume respectively compared, to the data in this lottery, at least. For these January dates, February things bump up. for that one February date. As you can see, there's 5 times as much volume for that one February date as there was for that first January date. Takeaway there: if you want to go down the Grand Canyon, apply for January. That's your best odds. December is pretty good too. All applications were under 100. Doesn't mean just because the application volume is under 100 doesn't mean your odds are good. It just means they're a lot better than if, say, 900 people apply, or 932, which was the case for this May 25th date, or 970, which was the case for this October 19th date. Other anomalies in the data: August 8th, 295. Can contrast that with August 7th. It's 648, right? Those numbers are about, this about double each other, right? 295 rounded up to 5 is 300, and add 350 to that, you're at 650. These days are 1 day apart, so it's really interesting to me, and at least, that their application volume was for one date's double the other. So kind of an anomaly in the data that I find interesting. Okay, let's look at our column G for a second. In most lotteries I see, when I analyze this data, small trip sizes have lower number of applications, especially in the main lottery. That wasn't the case with this lottery. For our third lottery and second follow-up lottery for the 2018 year, these numbers weren't that much smaller than actually they were. That's what happened with that August 7th versus August 8th date. In that case, they were starkly different, right? No one wanted to do a small trip in August. So I'll maintain that as a tech tip, but a loose one in general. It's better to apply for small size trips. If you just applied to, say in this lottery, you had your permit party with 5 people and you applied to all the small size trips, you can see that actually none of them are in red. So if you did it, and of course there aren't really small size trips in the winter, they're all standard size. So first rule of thumb, if you want to maximize your odds, apply to winter dates. Second rule, if you don't want to go in the winter, apply to small dates. All right, that rule definitely applies in this lottery that I would have applied in future. Okay, max odds. I love this, the way I do this piece of data analysis. So we'll look at column F. What I did here is if you apply them with 15 other people, so a total of 16 people, each with 5 points, it gives them 80 points applied at a single date, right? That's 80 points. So what do? I take the total chances over here in column I and divide that by 80, and we get the percentage. So over 100% chance if you had a full permit party for this one date in the lottery. Kind of an anomaly. Same with January 16th, and then high 80s and over 50 for every January date. So that's exciting. That's actually good. It shows that it's possible. It's still possible to game this system a little bit in some weird spots. You got to go in January. You got to have 15 friends with 5 points. You need to have 5 points yourself. But if you do, all that stuff lines up. You get everyone to apply to January dates, 1, 2, 3, 4, and say your 5th one was a December date. Even those though, much smaller chance. Anyway, have them all apply to these January dates and December dates, and you're with certainty you're going to get a permit, right? Of course, that's not true across all our dates, and in fact, for the vast majority of them, even if you apply to all the dates, it's between March and October, you wouldn't have a single day with greater than a 10% chance. So that's the max odds per person. I'm going to go ahead and pause this and start again with a part two.